Everyone exempt. Me. Let's go ahead and fast forward through time. Beyond the explosion of this temple that you see before you. To the start of a legend. So yes, I've already equipped one of my favorite pieces of armor from the special shipments section. Yay, DLCs! And being almost completely shirtless. In the middle of winter.
That's him. That's the Herald of Andraste.
Oof.
They said when he came out of the Fade, Andraste herself was watching over him.
Hush. We shouldn't disturb him.
Let me go ahead and check my... Give me a second. Okay, my headphone audio is right at max, so yay.
That's him. He stopped the breach from getting any bigger.
I heard he was supposed to close it entirely. Still, it's more than anyone else has done. Demons would have had us otherwise.
This is the city where people were cursing my name
Rifts left all over.
and glaring at me.
Little cracks in the sky.
He can seal those though. The Herald of Andraste.
Someone had better. You won't seal those rifts with a chant of light. Good luck sealing those rifts.
Chancellor Roderick says that the Chantry wants nothing to do with us.
That isn't Chancellor Roderick's decision, sister.
Most of the Grand Clerics died at the conclave.
Andraste didn't have her own clerics telling her what to do. She managed nonetheless.
You expect us to be like Andraste?
Someone must.
We have to be the heroes. We have to be the heroes. We have to be like the heroes of old. We have to be like Andraste.
Have you gone completely mad? He should be taken to Val Royo immediately, to be tried by whoever becomes divine.
I do not believe he is guilty.
The prisoner failed, Seeker. The breach is still in the sky. For all you know, he intended it this way.
I do not believe that.
That is not for you to decide. Your duty is to serve the Chantry.
My duty is to serve the principles on which the Chantry was founded, Chancellor, as is yours.
All I have to say is yikes. Alright, let's go ahead and view this codex. We have added creatures. The most powerful demons yet encountered are the Pride demons, perhaps because they, among all their kind, most resemble men. As clever and manipulative as the Desire demon, with a penchant for cruel irony that is almost human. While the demons of desire largely engage in the bribery of mortals, Pride will use mortals' own best nature against them. Clever men outwit themselves, strong men crush themselves, humble men forget themselves, Jealous men fear themselves. They turn corruption and ruin into an art. Let's see. Something in the magic category. I believe it's what we just unlocked about red lyrium. To answer your question, my lord, yes, I have indeed heard of this red lyrium of which you speak. A single piece of it surfaced in the eastern city of Kirkwall, and its influence alone was nearly enough to cause the city's destruction. As near as we can determine, it is regular lyrium that has been somehow corrupted. Those who have touched red lyrium or even come near it report that it sings to them, like whispers in the mind that slowly drive them mad. We do not know, however, what might stem from extended contact with red lyrium, madness surely, but would there be a physical corruption as well? What would happen if a mage or a Templar used red lyrium as they would use regular lyrium? Far more disturbing is the fact that lyrium could be corrupted at all. Treat any red lyrium you encounter as if it were poison. Don't go near it. Do not attempt to destroy it. And most importantly, do not attempt to use it. From a partially burned letter by an unknown writer, affixed with the Grade Warden's seal. Okay. Haven. I would like to speak to you of Haven, the village in the Frostbacks close to the Temple of the Sacred Ashes. We are all aware of its past. It was home to the disciples of Andraste, as they called themselves, descended from the people who built the temple itself. They had strayed, over years of isolation, from their once noble roots to become dragon worshippers. After the hero of Ferelden discovered the Temple of Sacred Ashes, which the disciples guarded jealously, what remained of the cult moved on, and Haven was abandoned to the ice and snow. I passed through Haven on my pilgrimage to see the temple. There was a storm, and I took shelter in the hall of Haven's chantry, though they were dusty from neglect. The walls of that lonely place were strong and shielded me from the biting winds. Peace came upon me, and my eyes were opened to Haven's incredible beauty. It could not be overcome by the pain and the horror of the past. It could not be masked by decay and disuse. It would not be forgotten. Haven is precious to Orlais, to the Chantry, and to the Sunburst Throne for its historical and religious significance. It is my will that Haven be restored, rededicated to the servants of Andraste, and preserved for the ages. Let it be a sanctuary for the pilgrims who seek out the temple. May they rest here beneath the cold, bright skies. May the glory of the Maker be revealed to them as they gaze upon the gray peaks that are the work of his hand. And now and forevermore, let this be a haven for the faithful. Okay. And this is stuff we've gone over earlier. And vain hope. Someone better at this than me takes over before the survivor expires. Notes in case. Clammy. Shallow breathing. Pulse over fast. Not responsive. Pupils dilated. Mage says his scarring mark is thrumming with unknown magic. Wish we could station a Templar here just in case. Day 1. Yikes. Let's see here. History. The light shall lead her safely through the paths of the world and into the next, for she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water. As the moth sees light and goes toward flame, she should see fire and go towards light. The veil holds no uncertainty for her, and she will know no fear of death, for the Maker shall be her beacon and her shield, her foundation and her sword. Transfigurations, chapter 10, verse 1, often sung by mourners as they light candles. What I have to say is yikes. Here we go.
Chain him I want him prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
Disregard that and leave us.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is still a threat. I will not ignore it.
I did everything I could to close the breach. It almost killed me.
Yet you live. A convenient result insofar as you're concerned.
Have a care, Chancellor. The breach is not the only threat we face.
Someone was behind the explosion at the Conclave. Someone Most Holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect?
You, and many others.
But not the prisoner.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to him for help.
So his survival, that thing on his hand, all a coincidence?
Providence. The Maker sent him to us in our darkest hour.
I mean, blessed be the Maker.
Though all before me is shadow, yet shall the Maker be my guide.
We lost everything then. Out of nowhere, you came.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing it.
This is not for you to decide.
You know what this is, Chancellor. A writ from the Divine, granting us the authority to act. As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn. We will close the breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order, with or without your approval.
You go, Cassandra.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
I want to know more about this.
What is the Inquisition of old, exactly?
It preceded the Chantry. People who banded together to restore order in a world gone mad.
After, they laid down their banner and formed the Templar Order, but the Templars have lost their way. We need those who can do what must be done, united under a single banner once more.
Okay, what about the Chantry?
But aren't you still part of the Chantry?
Is that what you see?
The Chantry will take time to find a new Divine. And then it will wait for her direction.
But we cannot wait. So many Grand Clerics died at the Conclave. No, we are on our own. Perhaps forever.
Okay.
You're trying to start a holy war.
We are already at war. You are already involved. Its mark is upon you. As to whether the war is holy, that depends on what we discover.
If I refuse?
What if I refuse?
You can go if you wish.
You should know that while some believe you chosen, many still think you guilty. The Inquisition can only protect you if you are with us.
We can also help you.
It will not be easy if you stay. But you cannot pretend this has not changed you.
If you're truly trying to restore order...
That is the plan.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
Boop. 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 Oh yeah, I forgot Cullen's one of the advisors. That's interesting. Didn't think about it. Whoopie whoopie. Liliana sending out her crows. And so it begins. Yep, everything that I've played up till now is just prologue. The war has begun. And we are standing in the middle as the only force that can restore order to a world gone mad. Even if we have to harness the madness itself. We are the Inquisition. Double check to see if anything got added to that box, because there's always a chance. Ooh. Day 3, less thrashing, some response to Simius, vitals seem solid. 2 attempts so far by locals to break into the chantry will kill my patient. 2 attempts so far by locals to break into the chantry to kill my patient. All this work to save his life, and will they just execute him? We'll inform Lady Cassandra, expect him to wake before morning.
Still got demons pouring out of the rifts.
Wow. Nothing in the special supplies. Nothing in the room, because I've already thoroughly looted it for now.
You're worried about the rifts. I understand that.
Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
You know Andraste's old mobbery, who didn't show up in the chant, and if you ask those holy sisters, well, they'll say that Andraste can't have some big old smelly war dog, but all Ferelden knows it's right. Our sweet lady needed someone who would warm her feet at night. There's Andraste's mobbery by the holy prophet's side. In the fight against Tevinter, that dog would never hide. They say the Maker sent him special, always loyal without pride, so he could be the sworn companion of the Maker's holy bride. Oh, that dog. He guards against Andraste. He guards Andraste without arrogance or fear, only asking of his mistress just a scratch behind the ears. But then old Mapford gets to plotting, tries to lure that dog away, but even as they trap the prophet, her mobbery never strays. And there's Andraste's mobbery. By the holy prophet's side, in the fight against Tevinter, that dog would never hide. They say the Maker sent him special, always loyal without pride, so he could be the sworn companion of the Maker's holy bride. Oh, they thought the wounds had killed him, but then he limped out towards the fire. And Hasserin, he shed a tear as that dog laid on the pyre. Yes, that mobbery is the only companion of the Maker's holy bride. A popular, if historically unlikely, Ferelden traveler's song. Nice to know they admit it's unlikely.
Heaven has been filled with silence. I knew then, and crossed my heart with shame.
By the way, that's the dog they're referring to. Rebuilding the old catapults.
I don't see why we need to build siege equipment. They're not laying siege to anything.
That's an excellent point, Recruit. But if someone comes to lay siege to us, perhaps it will be best for us to have some means to fight back.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
As you know from the terrible accidents of last week, many passages through the mountains are unstable and liable to collapse any moment. I do not want us to lose more brothers and sisters. In search of the lost cultist treasure, we must seal all entrances to the mountains. The Templar have done a careful sweep of the caves. Everything of worth was collected. What remains of the disciples of Andraste will be forgotten, buried in the earth once it is done. Let us have no more talk of them. This is a new haven restored to life by the true Chantry and the most holy divine Justinia the Fifth. Siege weaponry has been used in Thetis for centuries, with primitive equipment used as far back as the Third Blight. Nevertheless, it occupies a peculiar niche in the tools of warfare due to its requirements. Any army wishing to produce trebuchets or catapults must be funded and organized well enough to procure both the necessary materials and the military experts to construct them throughout history. Most armies who fulfilled such requirements did not take advantage of the situation. During the Third Blight, for example, our legions and Morton's Mard constructed catapults to flaming debris at the Darkspawn, but the expense of the weapons did not justify the limited damage they caused, and the Darkspawn were ultimately driven back by the Grey Wardens, not siege weaponry. Defensive forces similarly had the resources to construct siege weapons when attacking the Free Marchers or defending themselves against the exalted marches of the Black Age. Instead, the Imperium focused primarily on the power of its magisters, who were less powerful but more flexible than siege equipment, and could be more easily fall back when the tide of battle turned. As a result, in the battles against the Qunari in the Steel Age, generals found to their chagrin that the great Oxman had left them behind. Qunari black powder is, most military experts agree, not magic. It is merely an advanced alchemy that makes their cannons more effective than any trebuchet could ever be. Nevertheless, there remains hope, as centuries have passed since the last Blight, and mages are now safely held in circles where they harm none. Experts in Ferelden Orlais may once again turn their minds to learning. We need no magic, not where the minds of men survive unfettered. With our resources and our commitment to knowledge, we can easily surpass the brutal Qunari in the field of battle.
Cassandra's clutches. And here I paid that little knife ear to inform me the moment you were free. No matter, no matter. Sigrid, honored to meet you. Thank you for all you've done, and hopefully will still do.
What do you think I'll be doing exactly?
Word's already spreading that if anyone can close that blighted thing in the sky, it's you. Anything you need is yours. For a reasonable price, of course. Supplies are a little tight, given the circumstances.
Okay.
What kind of person stays to run a shop at a time like this?
The kind with nowhere else to go. Those blasted demons destroyed most of my goods. If I stay here, work some contacts, I can start rebuilding. Maybe, just maybe, help you folks out in the process.
You must speak with most everyone here. How are people doing?
Hope and fear in equal measure. No one really knows what it means when an Inquisition is called. Yet. I imagine it's no better for you. You've got my sympathies, for what it's worth.
Can I see what you have for sale?
Of course. My wares are at the table.
Okay. Okay. Give me a moment.
If the Inquisition wants to field a decent cavalry, it needs better horses. I heard Seeker Pentecost might try to acquire suitable lands from Master Dennett in the hinterlands. Back in Ansburg, my uncle
And what's that mean for you down in Ansburg?
honestly, about as much as it does here.
Expected you'd be by. I'm Harriet, and everyone knows who you are. How's the new gear fit?
Quite well.
Sturdy and warm. It's perfect.
Good. World's gone mad. Stock armor and blades are good against bandits, but we're not fighting bandits. My gear will see you through demons, apostates, whatever this world throws at you. So, you need custom work, something special. You bring the materials to us, we'll make it happen.
How did you come to be here?
come from a little town called Lothering. Long gone now. I was in Redcliffe when the Darkspawn hit it during the Blight. Helped rebuild. Left when royalty decided it was time to hand the place over to the bloody mages. Then again, fair's fair. It was one of them that stopped the Blight and all. Ended up here. Just missed the boot. Can't decide if I'm the luckiest son of a bitch walking or the exact opposite.
You're still walking. That's always good.
True enough.
Who outfits the Inquisition soldiers?
Not me. I've got work to do. Can't be passing a sword to every blighter who signs up. If you want to help the troops, talk to Thren, the quartermaster. She'll set up requisitions.
That tactician's renewal exploit real quick. Fix my character sheet. Actually, not using the more advanced option. That one, use the standard. Gotta wait until I've got Bianca back in my party. I mean, the person who wheels Bianca back in my party anyway. Gonna have to reload that area. Because I accidentally stepped away in the middle of the conversation, and now he's stuck. So I'm gonna have to respawn everyone here.